3-down linemen, 5 in the box. So the Jags will go to the run. Well, nice shift by P.J. Martin. Left side, he's got a hole. P.J. Martin into the end zone. Loose football. Did he cross the plane first? And who recovered it if he didn't? Anthony Eager is down there.
I think Coastal came up.
Pinckney.
Oh, nope,
they're going to call it a touchdown. It is a touchdown for South Alabama. Anthony Eager, 25-yard line. There's the give to Phillips with a huge hole. Keenan Phillips, one man to beat. Across the 40, across the 30, finally tracked down right at about the 20-yard line. Keenan Phillips explodes for the South. So 4th and goal at the 2. McCrumbie in motion. Bullock, the carry. Bullock, the touchdown. South Alabama punches it in on 4th down.
Now playing right guard.
Once again, a swing pass out to the outside. Open field for Bullock. And Bullock making some moves across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Another first down for the Jags. Hamilton 3 for 3 on field goal attempts on the year. Now make it 4 of 4. Drills it through, and the Jags do respond. Phillips out, Bullock in. It'll be Davenport going to the near side. Catch is made by Devin Boyson. First down. Push the last one wide right. This one plenty of distance, and this one right through the uprights. So DeBoyan, 31-20. Jags need some help in a hurry, and the ball's knocked loose from behind. Picked up, a scoop, a score for Trey Brown and Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, just obviously disappointed with the loss. Felt like we were playing some really good football the last 2 weeks, although it didn't show in the win column. Just did not play with the same style of play. I thought we did defensively. I know there's some things that we need to work on, but I was very pleased with the way the defense continued to battle, played some timely defense, and kept serving it back on a platter to the offense for them to go score and create some momentum, and we never got it going offensively. Weren't very good on 3rd down. And then obviously when you get in the red zone, you've got to score. And, you know, being 8 of 18 on 3rd down, that's not going to get it done. And then, you know, you look down the red zone, we're 2 of 3, but one of those is a field goal. So we've got to score touchdowns in the red zone. That's really what it was, about continuity and finishing drives on offense.
Questions? Obviously, Bishop didn't take care of the ball. I mean, what you see out there?
Well, I mean, we start off the second half. We're you know, truthfully, we probably should have. I didn't think it was a bad decision to call the play. I just think we were being really aggressive, and then we set them up with a score to tie it. You know, and that's huge. You know, and that was something that we did not need to do. So the first 4 minutes of the second half were huge. I mean, at the 11-19 mark, it went from a 7-point lead to a 7-point deficit. So we did not come out of the locker room playing well.
Malachi came back in right at the end of the first half, but didn't see him in the second half.
Just told me he had something with his ribs, and then they came back and told me he can't go. So I don't know what the injury is yet. I imagine it's something bruised ribs, broken ribs, something to that effect.
How much did that hurt what you guys were doing on the line? I mean, you had to move a bunch of guys around.
I mean, it always hurts when you lose a starter, but that's not the where the execution. I mean, there's a lot of different things execution-wise that we faltered on. I mean, it hurts when you lose a starter, but that wasn't the reason why we didn't play well in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
What was your message to them at the end of this one?
Message was, you know, we're upset. Everybody's upset. They put a lot into it. We didn't play well enough on offense. When you know, I'm not going to sit here and diagnose it right now because I need to go watch the film. But I was there, and we didn't play well enough on offense. When the defense kept playing good ball, kept giving us opportunities, short fields. You know, miss a field goal, go out on downs, have a turnover. We just didn't play complimentary football. You know, and I'm labeled an offensive coach. I'm a team guy, but at the same time, I'm gonna be honest. When your defense is playing their tail off and they're keeping you in, you got to go answer the bell offense. And we didn't ever answer the bell. And then you get yourself in a situation where you've got to throw the football, and now against a 3-safety defense, it's gonna be hard. And so then that's when the turnovers and dropping back and that stuff starts to occur, and then the game got completely out of whack when that started happening.
Got it going after a while, but do you feel like you came out flat offensively?
No, not necessarily. I didn't feel like we came out flat. You know, they do a good job of junking fronts, and you know, truthfully, that's the way it's been. It's been hard sledding for everybody. You know, in the first half. I mean, if you really go back and watch the game, I mean, you see some freakish plays in the Virginia game. They had the weird half, but East Carolina had to keep battling and just keep chipping away. It was a field goal here, a touchdown there, a field goal here, a touchdown there. And I felt like we were playing the kind of game we needed to play at halftime, you know, with where we were playing. But in the third quarter, when we had the turnover and it flipped to an even score, you know, and that was the big momentum switch. And then when we had to start throwing the football, then the game got away because we didn't take care of it.
A lot of special teams mistakes and how it does affect the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's all of that goes into the first 4 minutes. You know, the 3 and out, the punt, the score, the pick, the score. I mean, that's the first 3 minutes and 41 seconds of the second half. That it's hard to get momentum back when you lose it. This is not basketball where there's going to be several runs in a game. This is football, and when you have a big flip like that to start a second half, it's hard to get the momentum back. And I thought we were on the cusp of getting it back, but then we didn't convert on a drive down in the red area, missed a field goal, and then that took a lot of wind out of our sails, and we've got to be stronger competitively than that.
And just talk about how they kind of got away from you guys at the start of the second half. How did you feel like that?
I feel like as if we didn't come out how we were supposed to in the second half, and we paid the cost for it.
How do you think the defense played tonight?
I feel like the defense played pretty well. We kept our team in the game. We still had a lot of mental errors, a lot of mistakes, but all in all, we put our team in a position to win the game.
So how do you pick up those guys on the offense moving forward?
You know, we just got to be more intentional with our work. We got to fix our mistakes, watch the film, and correct the mistakes.
It seemed like you guys had a pretty good amount of momentum coming in this week, but it didn't carry over. What did you see out there?
I think, you know, we came into this game, you know, a little, you know, on a high a little bit. You know, had a lot of people telling us how good we are even in our losses, and, you know, how we were fighting so good, but we just didn't, you know, execute like we have been in the second half, the past 2 games, and, you know, just turn the ball over way too much on offense. I thought defense played pretty well, and it's just, you know, got to get better at those things.
So how did your team respond to this, you feel?
You just got to stay together. You know, times like this, you know, it can either go one or two ways. You know, everybody, you know, start blaming each other, or we take accountability. You know, come together and start winning because, you know, yeah, that's you know, a conference loss, but at the same time, you never know what can happen in the college football world. So, you know, just play game by game and see what happens.
How do you pick Bishop up after, you know, what was a pretty good tough game for him?
Yeah, you know, just you can't sit there and tell him, you know, it's all your fault or anything. You know, stuff happens. You know, I drop balls. You know, we miss blocks. You know, stuff happens. You know, and it's not, everyone's not always going to play, you know, a perfect game. And so just, you know, getting his confidence back throughout this week and going to the next game and having his confidence really high, especially throwing the ball, I think it'd be really key.
Anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you think Coastal did especially well and made more challenging?
Yeah, they did a really good job, I thought, of staying on top of our routes. You know, they didn't give us really too many deep shots. We got that one, but other than that, you know, they played pretty deep and made us, you know, have to make decisions in, you know, small areas. So I thought they did that pretty well.